capacity that will certainly meet our needs and future needs for the county.
Okay, what's the pleasure of the board?
I would so move. As I understand this, basically we're getting 100 times faster for $200 more.
Right. Pretty much at the same cost that we're
So I
paying.
move for approval.
Okay, it's been moved. Is there a second?
Question.
Question from Mr. Stokes.
I put that to second.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Mr. Stokes?
Now, we're paying AT&T $8,500 per month.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna, and we're from AT&T.
No, I thought you said 12, and we will be paying.
No, they said equal amount will be 20.
Currently, we're paying $8,500. If we use AT&T for the same package that Inline is providing us, it will be over $12,000.
So we're gonna pay them how much?
Inline,
Yes.
$8,704.
$8,704. Did we even try to negotiate with AT&T, or we just?
Yes, we have. We received their pricing. Matter of fact, AT&T is working with the state for state pricing, contract pricing. Even with the state contract pricing, this price is lower than the state contract price.
Do we have clause in the contract to get out this contract if things not working out?
Yes, sir.
All right. I would like to cover the contract so we can see it.
Okay. It should be on your desk, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second. All those in favor of?
Aye.
Opposed to?
No.
Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolve to approve a telecommunications service agreement with Contact Network Incorporated DBA Inline, pending the board attorney's approval.
Okay, Mrs. Davis, continue.
Thank you.
Is that all on that, on those two additional items?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
President.
President.
Mrs. Martin?
I would ask that both motions be made pending board attorney approval.
So stated. Would you please make sure we include that in the motion that is pending board attorney's approval? All right. Continue, Mrs. Davis.
Thank you, Mr. President. Get back to my agenda. Next item on the agenda is from Mr. Willie Robinson, Director of Central Repair.
Good morning.
Good morning, Board Supervisors, President of just have one item on the agenda this morning. Requesting your approval to sell 20 items through Gulf Deal auction and advertise in Jackson Avenue.
Okay, it's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All those in favor of? Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolve to authorize to auction/sell vehicles to GulfDeals.com and to advertise in the Jackson Advocate.
Okay. Continue, please.
I have one more item that's not on the agenda. It's got a clear title to it first.
Okay, continue.
Requesting your approval to sell 1995 Crown Victoria to Gulf Deal auction and advertise in Jackson Avenue.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolve to approve auctioning a 1995 Crown Victoria through Gulf Deals and to advertise in the Jackson Advocate.
Okay, thank you. Sit in, Mr. Robinson.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Continue, please.
All right. Next on your agenda is Mr. Clarence Williams, Director of Human Capital Development, with items for your consideration.
Okay. Mr. Williams, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. President, members of the board, I have 5 items for your consideration. The first is a request order authorizing submittal of a 2012 MDQ Solid Waste Assistance Grant application in the amount of $75,000. This is a competitive grant with no match requirement.
What's the pleasure of the board? It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All those in favor of?
Yeah.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolve to approve a request authorizing the submittal of the 2012 MDEQ Solid Waste Assistance Grant application in the amount of $75,000. This is a competitive grant with no match requirement.
Okay, continue, please.
This is to request approval of a board resolution which will approve and authorize the execution of a home consortium agreement.
So moved.
Okay, it's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolved to approve a board resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a home consortium agreement.
Okay, continue, please.
Request the board order awarding the CBG Public Facilities Grant application preparation component to Sunbelt Research and Development Consortium Incorporated and the engineering component to Allen and Hochschild.
So moved.
Okay, it's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolved to approve board order awarding the CPG Facilities Grant application preparation component to the Sunbelt Research and Development Consortium Incorporated and the engineering component to Allen and Hochschild.
Okay, continue.
The U.S. Attorney's Office of the Southern District of Mississippi is seeking proposals to address the problems of gang and gun violence from both law enforcement addiction and community prevention intervention perspectives. The Sheriff's Department is requesting authorization to submit a response to the RFP, which will be reviewed by the University of Southern Mississippi. Accepted proposal will be forwarded to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Jackson for further review and selection.
So moved.
Okay, it's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to?
Mr. President,
Mr. Stokes?
Mr. Williams,
Yes, sir.
currently, does the sheriff have in-house people making these grant applications?
Yes, sir.
So you doing it and they doing it also?
No, sir. I present them to the board on behalf of all departments, regardless of who's preparing the
You're
grant.
the clearinghouse.
Yes, sir.
Everything have to come through you for you to bring to the board.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay. Clerk, please read the order.
Resolved to approve the request of the Sheriff's Department to submit a response to the RFP, which will be reviewed by the University of Southern Mississippi. If accepted, the proposal will be forwarded to the U.S. Attorney's Office of the Southern District of Mississippi in Jackson for further review and selection.
Okay, continue, Mr. Williams.
Finally, the Sheriff's Department is requesting acceptance of a $50,000 grant under the Law Enforcement Terrorism Prevention Program. The award is made through the Mississippi Department of Public Safety, Office of Homeland Security. It is specific to the Sheriff's Department. The funds will be used to purchase equipment. There is no required match.
So moved.
Okay, it's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolved to approve and accept the $50,000 grant under the Law Enforcement Terrorism Prevention Program from the Mississippi Department of Public Safety, Office of Homeland Security.
Okay.
Mr. President,
Mr. Stokes?
may I request Mr. Williams look for some grant money for swimming pools or water parks in rural areas?
Yes, Mr. Williams. Okay. Is there anything other than that specific?
I understand that Central Mississippi Planning Development District might have some kind of programs available, I think, loans or grants, and might be other areas, but, you know, there's still no recreation terms of swimming in the summer months for the people in the rural, and they still in creeks and ponds. We want to try to get something, public activity that's going to be safe.
Okay.
So,
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Continue, please.
I'll finish, sir.
I
Okay.
have a question. What department applied for that particular grant? Department. Was it the sheriff's department?
The last one? Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
When you present each grant that has been awarded, will you please, in the future, mention the department that applied for that particular grant? Thank you.
Okay. We'll continue with our agenda. Mrs. Davis?
Yes. Mr.
Well, I'm
President.
sorry, Ms. Kellum, I didn't see your button on our phone. Is there anything else?
No,
that you-
he answered.
Okay. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mr. President, if I can go back, I did skip over an item C. Request approval to attend, this is for me, the county administrator, request approval to attend the spring educational workshop at the Hilton Hotel and Conference Center in Jackson, Mississippi on April 25th through the 26th.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of? Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Is that for you and Will?
Just a minute.
Resolved to approve the county administrator attend the spring educational workshop at the Hilton Hotel and Conference Center in Jackson, Mississippi on April 25 and 26, 2020.
Okay.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is from Mr. Timothy Lewis, Purchasing Director.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning.
The Board of Supervisors, I have two items for your consideration this morning. One is to have your approval to reject payment of invoice 108792 in the amount of $710.96 for service received by Carson Equipment, Inc. for the Henley Young Juvenile Detention Center. These services was rendered and did not have a purchase order.
So moved.
Okay. It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Is that also to include getting an order from the court to allow for payment?
Yes.
Is that okay with the board?
Yes.
Okay. Resolved to reject payment of invoice number 108792 in the amount of $710.96 for services rendered by Carson Equipment Incorporated for the Henley Young Juvenile Detention Center, and to authorize the purchasing department to prepare an order for the court to authorize payment of same.
Correct. Okay. All right. Continue, please.
Lastly, to get your approval to reject payment of invoice of 67391-063 in the amount of $357 for services received by Simplex Grinnell for the Hinds County Work Center. These services was rendered without a purchase order, and also to get the courts to have us to that.
So moved.
Okay, it's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolved to reject payment of invoice number 67391063 in the amount of $357 for services received by Simplex Grinnell for the Hinds County Work Center, and to authorize the purchasing department to prepare an order of the court to remit payment for same.
Okay.
Mr. President.
Mr. Stokes?
Mr. Lewis, do you meet with the different divisions of the county to let them know the proper procedure? Because that's not good on you if these things are done and we don't go through the proper steps and everything. Is that correct?
And that is correct, Supervisor Stokes. I have met with these department heads and spoken to them about the proper procedure of making purchases. And we're in the process as well of doing a workshop this month, the latter part of this month, to go ahead and inform anyone and everyone about, even the receiving clerk as well as the department heads, about our procedures.
Job well done. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay. Mrs. Davis, continue.
Yes, the next item on your agenda is from Ms. Lily Woods, Budget and Finance Coordinator. And Mr. James Ingram, Inventory Clerk.
Good morning, President Graham and members of the board. We have one item this morning, that's from Mr. Ingram, Inventory Clerk.
Good morning, Mr. President and board members. I bring to the board three requests for approval. The first one is to transfer of county assets within Hinds County.
It's a pleasure of the board.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of? Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolved to approve the transfer of assets within Hinds County.
Okay.
Second request is to delete county assets as lost.
What's the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
A quick question. Are these assets that I called and questioned about from the sheriff's department?
Yes, sir.
And
That's
if
correct.
there's an ongoing, they're still looking for those, or they're still investigating that? Or
Yes, sir.
all
That is
steps are being taken, correct?
Yes, sir.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed, 2. Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolved to delete county assets as lost.
Okay.
Second, the third and final request is to to sell county assets in a public auction.
Okay. What's the pleasure of the board?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All those in favor of?
Yeah.
Opposed, 2. Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolved to authorize to sell county assets in a public auction.
Okay. Continue, please.
That concludes.
Mr. Stokes?
I have a question for Ms. Woods. Ms. Woods, I thank you so much for the memo you gave me on 21512 concerning the Avalon taxes, and I'll let you look at when you go back and you see. The money, the Avalon taxes that you have from Clinton, Bolton, Byron, Edwards, Learning, Rainmaker, Utica, this money goes directly to the counties.
Yes, sir.
And in turn, the county do different activities for them.
Right, it goes directly to those individual entities. Yeah. The
Well,
county collects them, give it to those.
Oh, we give it to them. Well, I'm asking,
municipalities.
it was told to us that in Utica, for example, they have signed over their Avalon taxes to Hinds County, and that they don't receive it. Is there any knowledge? You don't have any knowledge of that?
No.
Okay, this is money that you're saying that goes to these municipalities sold from the county.
Right.
Our Public Works Director can better explain why that is so. Would you repeat your
It was
question?
told to me that cities like Utica, instead of receiving Avalon taxes, that the money that they should receive come directly to Hinds County. And I don't know, I think Ms. Wood says that's not true, but to your knowledge, is it coming directly to Hinds County?
My understanding, we provide service.
It's the Public Works dollars.
Yes.
It's not the Avalon. Their public works millage may go to public works for the roads, but not the Avalon taxes that go to them. That's what I gave you, the Avalon taxes directly to them, this paid to them.
Okay, now.
They use their Avalon taxes for their general fund operating money.
Yes, that's their monies.
Okay, what I'm trying to get a clear understanding, are we taking any of these municipalities tax dollars?
Not Avalon, not Avalon taxes, no, sir.
No Avalon tax?
No, sir.
So they said Avalon, they was mistaken.
They were
All right,
mistaken.
now, what money is that's supposed to go to these smaller towns that's going to public works?
It's the gasoline.
That's the road, what they get from the road, they can designate that the county keep it and do the work for them because they don't have public works department.
Okay, the road and bridge tax
Yes, sir.
is going to the county.
Yes, sir.
So when they said.
If they elect to have it done that way.
Okay, how many small towns do we have who disagree?
I'm assuming probably all of them. I know the town of Bolton did.
Utica, Bolton, Learning.
I think that they have all done it.
Can we get a dollar amount for the how much it is a year, please? All right,
Yes,
thank you so
we'll-
much. Thank you, Supervisor Calhoun. Thank you, Ms. Carter, for helping clean it up when I meet with.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay. All right, continue, please.
The only item left under County Administrator, Mr. President, is under minute assertion. There's 1 minute assertion, however, no action is required by the law.
Okay, thank you very much. We will now go to our board attorney, Mrs. Crystal Martin. Ms. Martin?
Mr. President, I have no action items for open session. There is one item for executive session for litigation.
Okay, all right, we'll continue.
Oh, excuse me, too.
Mr. Privets?
Good morning, Mr. President, board members. Good morning. First item I have is approval of a salary adjustment for the road maintenance coordinator effective March 5th, 2012.
What's the pleasure of the board? It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in
Just a quick question.
Mr. Fisher?
In round figures, as you adjust the salary, how much is the adjustment?
Approximately $175 per month.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Any questions? Okay. What's the pleasure of the board? Excuse me. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolved to approve salary adjustment for the road maintenance coordinator effective March 5, 2012.
Mr. Prince, continue.
Request approval to amend the Hinds County Local Solid Waste Management Plan for land application from Terra Renewal.
Okay. What's the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolved to approve the request to amend the Hinds County Local Solid Waste Management Plan for a land application from Terra Renewal.
Okay. Continue, Mr. Prince.
Approval to publish a bid notice for the scrap metal and home goods program to be advertised in the Jackson Advocate and the Clan Ledger.
So moved.
Okay. It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolved to approve the publishing a bid notice for scrap metal and white goods program to be advertised in the Jackson Advocate and the Clan Ledger.
Okay. Continue.
If the board president and the board approves, I have 3 other items for other business.
Okay. Continue.
Approval of final acceptance of the Thornton Road Bridge Replacement Project, LSBP 2512.
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to?
Where is it?
That's north of Utica, west of Highway 27.
Okay.
Approval of final acceptance of the Cayuga Road Bridge.
Did not carry the motion yet.
Go ahead.
Okay. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolved to approve the final acceptance of Thornton Road Bridge Replacement Project LSBP 2512 in District 2.
Okay. Continue.
Approval of final acceptance of the Cayuga Road Bridge Replacement Project, LSBP 2510.
So moved.
Okay. It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolved to approve the final acceptance of Cayuga Road Bridge Replacement Project LSBP 2510 in District 2.
Okay.
Final one is approval of the final acceptance of Dry Grove Road Bridge Replacement Project, STP 04109B.
So moved.
Okay. It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolved to approve final acceptance of the Dry Grove Road Bridge Replacement Project STP-0410 sub number 9B in District 5.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Then we'll go to the board. Excuse me. We'll go to Ms. Eddie Jean Carr, Chancery Clerk.
Good morning again. First, we have the orders canceling the tax sales, authorizing refunds, reassessing changes to assessment roll, and surrender tags.
Okay. What's the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of? Opposed to? Motion passes.
Next, we have an order approving the addition and deletions of the supplemental roll for the homestead exemptions for the year 2011.
So moved.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of? Opposed to? Motion passes.
And we did not have any 16 section leaks for your approval. And lastly, we have several mail insertions that do not require any action on your part.
Okay, thank you very much. This completes our printed agenda. We will now go back to our board attorney.
Mr. President, I request that the board consider going into executive session for the purpose of discussing Ellis versus Hinds County and acquisition of lands along the Briarcliff corridor.
What's the pleasure, board? Hold on one second. Did I miss an item? The chair.
I have an update that is
Oh,
requested
that's
by you.
correct, I'm sorry. Yep. Ms. Martin, can we get you just to hold on 1 second? We had an update that I forgot that I asked Mr. Lewis to do. Come forward, Mr. Lewis. We'll check it out here, and then we'll continue on.
Morning, Mr. President, members of the board. As requested by Supervisor Graham, it was an update on the Phase 2 upgrade for Hinds County. And just to inform the board, the Phase 2 has been completed for Hinds County. And to give you an update of it, the GIS database was installed on 53 workstations in Hinds County, 3 in Clinton, 3 in Byron, 6 AMR, Hinds County SO5, MHP 4, City of Jackson 18, and EOC 14. The training on this was conducted last week, February 27th through the 2nd, and all this was coordinated by E911 coordinator, Mr. Kenny Smith. Throw your hand up, Kenny. Throw your hand up. So this was coordinated through the E911 coordinator. There was 39 people from those organizations trained on the system. And also I'd like to just bring to your attention some factors. And you know, people are always thinking that everything works perfect and when the system is installed, but I'd just like to explain these factors that it might be some difficulties in as far as when you make that call with a cell phone. And this was presented to us by Ms. Donna Ferris, that it basically the type of phone, the nearest tower, and also the carrier providing the services. So those are some factors that we might want to consider. And once we call 911 from these cell phones, and we expecting to get those pinpointed locations within a football field, there might be some difficulties at times. But it does tell us that the length of time that a person stays on the phone will increase that awareness and increase that information they receive. Also, they've advised us that there needs to be considered by the county a person to operate this. In other words, update this. This has to be an update on this system, whereas it has to be updated. Is it what, weekly or monthly?
Yeah, just periodically.
Just periodically, it needs to be updated. It needs to, the county needs to consider hiring a GIS person to do this, because that information needs to be kept updated. And it's not for just one agency, Hinds County. It needs to be updated for all the agencies that are involved, because it's stated that if you just utilize each individual, each agency to do their own, something can get lost in the shuffle. Basically, that's what the recommendation is. So I just wanted to present that to the board for consideration. And that's basically on the Phase 2 upgrade. So just to say it's in operational now.
Okay. That's a very good job that is up and operational right now. And of course, it's only going to be about 95 to 99% accurate no matter what we do. That's the norm around the United States as regarding how accurate it's going to be. And it does. The carrier and all of that plays into it. But I'm glad to have it up and running. We'll go to Ms. Calhoun and then to Mr. Fisher.
The residents that were here this morning from Terry on Pine Hills Road, Lane, Pine Hills Lane, should GIS pick up their exact location? You know, and my other question is isn't the Sheriff's Department on the GIS system?
Yes, ma'am.
Because all departments should be. And I was going to say something to them at that particular time, but I guess I got distracted. But anyway, I was thinking that if they're on that, their particular location should be on the GIS system. And if any of our first responders have problems trying to get to them, it would be because of the condition of the road, not because of their location.
Yes, ma'am. On that
Let me
issue,
just stop you right there and just say one thing. That's a very good question, a very good comment that Ms. Calvin made, but I think you're getting ready to give the answer.
yes,
to
sir,
it.
getting ready to give the answer.
Go ahead.